Hello, everyone. Hope you're doing fine and hope you are safe from the storms that have ravaged our country in the Midwest and in the South. Pray for those people that are directly affected by the tornadoes and all the storms that have occurred. Just try to keep in good spirits and trust the Lord. These are devastating times anyway, and we all need to prep and be prepared. And it could happen here in Ohio also. It usually does happen in Northwest Ohio and in Western Ohio. But usually we're pretty safe here in Columbus, but you just never know. And just in case, I'm thankful for that reason that we have a basement. The steps can be an obstacle at times, but we have some shelves down there. And if there's a tornado warning, we would go down there and we have a little bit of food stored, but we need to prep better. We just need to have an emergency plan in place in case there's a devastation such as a storm. Where to go, the safest place in the house. And for us, it is the basement. For other people, if you're on one floor, it would be the bathroom, maybe, or a center section of the home, maybe a hallway, away from windows, which would be a safe area. Today, I'm going to make a blackberry cobbler, and I've been talking about this for probably over a month. I've got frozen blackberries from the summer, and I hope I have enough to make this cobbler. It's Barefoot Contessa's blackberry cobbler. So I turned on the oven, preheated at 350. All right, then let's get started. So this is Barefoot Contessa's blackberry cobbler recipe, and you can find the recipe on Tasty Shelter, an online website. And I'll link the website and where you can find the recipe in the description. Okay, but I have the recipe. What I did was I pulled it up on the computer and then I copied it onto my tablet. So I've got the recipe right here. It's very easy. I was looking for a very easy cobbler recipe that is the texture of, I didn't want it to be too cakey, and this recipe does not call for eggs. Neither did I want it to be like a pie crust.
Like my grandmother's.
It was delicious. They were fresh blackberries from the woods, more or less, out by where the cattle were. And there was a pond and some woods, and that we picked the blackberries. It was usually late July, early August. Yeah, hers. By the time we harvested them all, it was pretty late in the summer. Mine grow a lot earlier here, but so the blackberries I'm going to be using are fresh from my garden, except for they've been frozen. When I mean fresh from my garden, I grew them. They were picked last summer though. So I'm going to pull them out and make sure we have enough blackberries. Turns out it's my lucky day. The luck of the Irish. I do have some Irish. This is a 4-cup measuring cup, and we have about 4.5 cups here. So I only need 2.5. That leaves some blackberries for smoothies. I'm going to rinse the blackberries. I'm just pat drying with some paper towels. Go. And if you have a clean dish towel, you can use that also. That's probably a better choice than this, in fact. And it's kind of sticking. All right, then. Now we're going to add sugar. Add 1/4 cup to the berries. Stir them around. And we're going to let this sit for 10 minutes. That's according to the recipe. Now we're going to mix our dry ingredients together. We have flour, baking powder, and cinnamon. We're going to mix these together really well before we add. They need to be mixed together very well before you add your wet ingredients. Now the blackberries have rested for 10 minutes with sugar and they're completely coated. I'm just going to go ahead and put them in a baking dish that's sprayed. And I hope this isn't too small. My other baking dishes had food in them. I've been doing a lot of cooking this weekend. This weekend I did a lot of cooking. Now I'm creaming
the butter or margarine. I'm using margarine, so that's why I didn't add any salt to my dry mixture. If you're using butter, that's fine. That's actually what it called for. But I'm creaming my margarine and sugar together here. I'm going to add my vanilla. And cream that together very well before adding the milk. If you have heavy cream, that will work also. Heavy cream or milk. Mix that together. You need to blend that really well together before adding it to the dry mix. Okay, we'll add it to our dry mix. Mix that around. Mix all the dry, like the flour, mix it in with the batter. Actually, before I go any further, it says not to overmix, but it can be a little lumpy. That's the way it's supposed to be. Good, because it is lumpy. Almost like dumplings. We're going to pour this over the blackberries. Okay, I'm ready to put it in the oven, but I wanted to say that cobblers are, well, besides Jell-O, the easiest dessert to make. They're very super easy. It's just a matter of creating a delicious batter, almost like a biscuit dough, and you put it over the fruit. It just was so simple. I just love it. And you probably have almost everything, and you have everything in your pantry. If you don't have blackberries, maybe you can use blueberries, canned blueberries, or even apples. You can make any kind of fruit cobbler. So I'm going to go ahead and put this in the oven. So I had preheated the oven at 350. It had been on for quite a while because I baked a casserole earlier. It takes about 45 minutes, 45 to 50 minutes. So by the OSU clock, which I'm proud of, go Buckeyes, be about 8:15. It's morning time and it's still kind of dark outside since the time change, but I kind of like that because the evenings are longer now and I can, today's supposed to be absolutely gorgeous and I want to get out in the garden and I want to get some leaves out of some of the flower beds because my little daffodils and hyacinth are coming up and I just need to pull the leaves away from them. But I want to leave some of the leaves because there's a lot of pollinating insects that hibernate and they had laid eggs in the fall and we want to keep them alive so they can help our garden when everything grows. So I'll be leaving some of the leaves, but I need to work out in the yard. And so please watch my other videos. I know the food videos are definitely more popular and I understand completely because that's probably the number one thing when I get on YouTube. I watch a lot of food videos, cooking videos from homesteaders and family vlogs. But, spring cleaning and yard work and gardening, those are all equally important as cooking. But, we got to have food to live. So, but I have other videos too I'd like to mention. And please like, subscribe, and share my videos. And I just would like to build more of a place where people can gather with their comments and share ideas. I want to connect more with people. So I just wanted to share that with you. Today's the day after St. Patrick's Day. And I still have my decorations up. I'm going to leave them up because it's inspiring for spring. When I see green, I think of spring. I just love it. And I can't wait to get out today. So let me know how the weather is where you are. And I hope that you're safe from the storms. The cobbler should be ready in 35 minutes. Okay, folks, I pulled out the blackberry cobbler and it is brown and rustic looking. I'm decorating it with just a few blackberries. Yeah, to give it some color. There we go. Let's put the big one in the middle. There we go, blackberry cobbler. Barefoot Contessa's blackberry cobbler. The recipe I'm going to link in the description. Recommends that you use a sweet whipping cream on this cobbler. My husband will probably eat this with ice cream. If you have Cool Whip, you can use Cool Whip also. And blackberries, they have a bit of a tang to them, so a little whipping cream would be good. Let's take one more look at this blackberry cobbler. As easy as it was, I can't believe it looks this good. It was super easy. Pies are more difficult to make, but they're fun to make. But this was actually more fun because I got to spend more time chatting with you and less time cooking and prepping. So I'm going to call Barefoot Contessa's blackberry cobbler easier than pie. I enjoyed cooking in the kitchen with you today and chatting with you about prepping and staying safe and taking precautions in case there's a storm or some other kind of catastrophe. I wish the best for all of you. May many blessings come your way. I'll see you on the next one.